What's up, all my
Doing
gnarly
good.
ones? It is Gator Mike in the booth tonight. Surprise! I am back here. We are going to commentate the Truck Series race tonight. They're going to be at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But don't be too surprised because I still have a familiar face here in the booth with me and another one on his way. I've got regular Truck Series commentators. Swamp Fox, how you doing, bud?
Oh, not too bad. Glad to be out of Martinsville from last night. How about yourself?
Yeah, Martinsville was it was longer than it needed to be, and it was only longer by 2 laps. But I'm glad to be out of there. Moving on to Charlotte Truck Series tonight. Big Jim, your normal Truck Series commentator, will be on his way here shortly. He will be joining us here in the booth. But Truck Series, it's been a while since I've been in the Truck Series booth. Swamp, have I missed out on anything while I've been gone?
Um, Not really. Just jaw dominating the series here with some wins.
You are correct, sir. Jaw 2131 has won 4 of the last 5 Truck Series races. If you guys have been tuning in and watching that,
Oh.
so he's been on quite the roll.
And he has the pole by 2/10 of a second tonight.
Jeez.
That he is. As we are joined by our regular Truck Series commentator, the other half, Big Jim. How you doing there, bud?
Could be doing better, Gator, but it is what it is. I'm excited to see how this one goes. We haven't been to a 1.5 miler since I think last month, so yeah, I'm really interested to see if anyone could give Jaw a run for his money tonight.
Yeah. Now that you mention that, Swamp, is there anybody that can give Jaw a run for his money tonight? Because I'm sure he's the heavy favorite yet again.
Um, yeah, I mean, Joe's obviously going to be the favorite. I'm kind of looking back, guys that were fast at Texas, I believe it was. Dangles, Kikinitz, um, this this new guy that we got tonight. He qualified second, so I'm kind of interested to see what he does. Decent house. The draft's going to play into effect a little bit tonight too, I would believe.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some new drivers here tonight. Like you mentioned, Decent House making his first start in the North American eRacing League, qualifying P2. So he's starting up front here in his very first race, looking pretty strong. Also got playoff contenders Moffitt and Keenitz and Kronk's fighting Milk in the field to make up a 15 truck field tonight. So other than Jaw, Jim, or is there anybody that you have your eye on?
Oh man, honestly, I'm looking kind of at some of those guys like Marksman. I felt like he did pretty well at the 1.5 milers. Not just the trucks, but other series as well. I think he did well in them, and he did well in them with the Cup Series last year. So I don't know. I think there will be some guys up there, and I was telling you before we broadcasted that this track seems to be a little more heavily predicated on the draft and keeping that draft. So I think
That
you're
it
going to have a
is.
bunch of guys up there.
Well, it looks like we can join, so I'm going to go blue screen for a minute. You guys won't be able to hear Swamp and Jim while I do so. But we'll be able to load in here. Let's go accept this invite. Do you guys need any? Or are you good?
I got a few.
Swamp, throw me a few.
Yeah, I'll throw you a few.
Alright, as we load up into this race, got 67 laps tonight around the mile-and-a-half Charlotte Motor Speedway. This first mile and a half for the trucks in about a month. So you think these guys are going to make a quick adjustment to this, or is it going to be kind of a caution fest? What do you expect out of tonight?
Man, I mean
Uh,
these guys,
you go ahead, Swamp.
really. I mean, they were kind of the joke. I was just say joke of league, but they got ripped on quite a bit for not being patient, having a lot of cautions. And here recently, these guys have done a really nice job of just avoiding the caution. So I'm expecting kind of a clean race tonight.
Alright, as we load in here, and you got Jaw already pulling out a quick little lead over second place there. Looks like the 18 of Deadshot Claps is going to come through for second place, followed by Big Jim's, who he's got his eye on. Marksman there in third. Kay Keenitz in fourth, and our new guy, Decent House, in fifth. Rounding out your top 5 here early on.
Yeah, it seems like Decent House starting on that outside. The inside's definitely the preferred line here, and if you're stuck on that outside, you're going to lose a couple spots till you can filter back to the inside.
Yeah, definitely, especially on restarts, the bottom line is going to be the preferred line. But Swamp, once these guys get up to speed, do you think we'll be able to see that outside lane get working a little bit, or is it just going to be bottom feed the whole time?
You know, it just kind of depends on how guys set their truck up. I think we've seen the middle of the high line work a little bit here in 1 and 2, but around 3 and 4, I think the fastest way through there is definitely the bottom.
All right, as we are on board here with our new driver, Decent House, running in 4th place, solid start to the race. You see the 18 and the 24 of K Keenitz drift up just a little bit. Decent House looks underneath, but he's not going to be able to get a nose there. As Jaw is loving seeing all this fighting in his mirror, he is stretching out his lead very quickly here in the first stage of the race.
Yeah, I'm guessing the whole thing about the draft, if you have a fast truck, it's just not going to matter because Jaw's out there by a good 10 car lengths with nobody around him.
Yeah, these guys got off to a very tame start here. They've already figured it out, got single file, and just logging laps here in stage number 1. Stage number 1 is only 14 laps, so we shouldn't have to see pit stops for tires or fuel unless these guys somehow get some damage or get caught up in an accident. They might have to come down and fix their damage. But other than that, no pit stops expected here in the first 2 stages tonight. As K Keenitz 22 has moved his way up to 2nd place in that 24 Chevrolet. Followed by Decent House, who's made his way around Deadshot Claps, who's lost 2 positions here in the span of a lap.
Yeah, and how about Up the Irons right there behind him? Made his way back up there.
Yeah, Up the Irons is one of those guys who has he's consistently and steadily gotten better and better the longer the season has gone as he's gotten adjusted to these trucks. He is a one-time Xfinity Series winner though, so shouldn't sleep on him too much.
P2 finished at Auto Club as well earlier in the year.
Yeah, he's shown his speed at a few different tracks, but I think he's still kind of considered an underdog, and I think he kind of likes that role.
Yeah, I think a lot of that.
We have one around in the back, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like the 12 truck of There It Lies is spun it on the back stretch. I don't believe it's going to be a caution.
Yeah, he kept it down there on the bottom though, made sure not to collect anyone else.
It is not just a 1-truck accident. As Up the Irons is looking below the 18 of Deadshots. So Deadshots, he got off to a quick start, but his long run speed looks like it's not quite there yet. As he is falling back to 5th place.
Yeah, the thing I'm saying about Deadshot is, for a guy we usually see that's pretty aggressive even at the start of these races, he's been very calm. He's been behind Keenitz up there when he was in 3rd. He was drafted on Keenitz, and he was kind of behind Up the Irons on the backstretch there. I think he's just trying to push guys forward instead of making passes, but there he is making a pass on Irons right there.
Yeah, he gets his nose underneath going into turn number 1 and gets a shove by Marksman there, and they both make their way past Irons into the top 5. Marksman got real close to that 18 truck going into turn number 3, but was able to keep it off, and is now looking underneath, going down the front straightaway, and has got position on it going into turn number 1.
Yeah, nice little reversal here on the 18. He made that pass in the same exact way with a push from Marksman a lap earlier. Now here goes Marksman. Oh, he puts him in the wall. Did not clear him off the corner and put him right in the wall, but had a push from Irons right there to get him past.
Yeah, Swamp, do you think that was a little bit of a misjudgment there, or was that some kind of retaliation from some incident we didn't see early on?
I didn't really see any incidents from early on. I don't know, maybe a spotter had some watermelon in his eye or something. Cleared him on the way up.
Yeah, Marksman definitely cleared himself on that one. And the 18 truck made some contact with the wall, but he kept it straight. As he is now getting passed by the 2 truck of Crocs Fight Milk for 6th place. Ooh, as Crocs gets up into the wall.
Because I think 3 and 4 can kind of be tricky. I'm just how to get through there pretty fast.
Sounds like the 18 got into the 2 just a little bit. Looking in on a live stream of one of the drivers. So the 2 truck's not too pleased with the 18 right now.
Oh, I guess I could pull up the stream, couldn't I?
He's looking to get some drafting help by the 32 of Reap and the 3 of Lieutenant Dangles, trying to draft together to make their way back up through the field.
Yeah, truck around the 2. Agent Chancho's gonna fall lap down.
Yeah, the 0-2 truck is on the backstretch around. These guys are going to avoid him though. Caution's not going to come out. We're going to stay green. As Jaws just out for a Tuesday night cruise again. He has stretched his lead, to about 2.5 seconds over second place.
Catching someone up there, a little lap traffic. I think that might be God of War, but I could be wrong.
As he comes out of turn number 4, he's going to take stage number 1. This was the final lap in stage 1. It went by quick. Jaw is going to be your stage 1 winner, followed by Decent House and K. Keenitz rounding out your top 3. So the heavy favorite, Jaw, takes stage number 1.
Just picking off where he left off at Watkins Glen, just in dominating form once again.
Well, Swamp, is there anything that any of these other drivers can do to be able to slow Jaw's momentum that he's built up for himself right now?
Cleanly, no. Dirty, yeah, you can door him up the track and run him into the wall. Which, if we get a late restart, we might see that, because I think there's some guys that are kind of getting tired of seeing this 27 out in front all the time.
We don't exactly endorse that kind of racing here in the North American eRacing League.
Not at all, but if you're tired,
you wouldn't know that at Martinsville, though.
But,
Martinsville was crazy.
Yeah, as we line up here for stage number 2, the 27 truck still in the lead, with K. Keenitz lining up to his outside in second place as they take the green flag. Will this start be as clean as the stage 1 start? About to find out. We're going to look back from Jaws.
Ooh, 3 wide.
As they are 3 wide for third place. Nobody's going to give.
Oh, I think that's Marksman on the wall up there.
There's some contact in the back. Got some trucks way back there on the apron. We're on board here with There It Lies. I see God of War, Charblazer, Agent Chancho all fighting hard back here at the very end.
Looks like our second place qualifier, Decent House. The first time we've seen anyone even in the same zip code as Jaw. Looks like it's Decent House. He's right there in that draft. Gonna try pulling with him, but it looks like Jaw's a lot quicker in turn 1.
As there was a little bit of contact there on that restart, but these guys have got it sorted out. Straightened, and back to single file here. As the 18 takes a peek on the 24 of K. Keenitz, but decides to tuck back in.
Well, that's going on. The 51's right on the tail of the 27.
He is. He's right there, man.
We'll go up here to this battle for the lead and check these two guys out, as that 51 truck has reeled in that 27, maybe with a little bit of draft, but he is right there.
New guy in the lead here. What do? Just follow him, or you try to make an aggressive move and get around him?
I think he's looking to make a statement. His first ever race here in the North American eRacing League, looking to make a good first impression. As he gets a good run coming out of turn number 4. Gets right up on the bumper of the 27 truck as they head off into turn number 1. 27 slides up about half a lane. 51 keeps it right against the line.
Yeah, but it looked like Jaws still kept the momentum there.
Did, and this is the first time that 27's had any kind of pressure from behind in the last 2 races.
27 slides up again.
Still got the momentum. Still going to be able to keep that lead.
Yeah, the 51 was just not able to get his nose under there.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of a difference of approach into turn 1. It looks like Jaw is really charging it in there and trying to power it off the corner. It looks like Decent House is trying to kind of enter a little higher and get the run off.
As the 27 slides up again, the 51 looks underneath, gets a bumper there, but is he going to have the momentum? He is going to have the momentum. He's going to go underneath the Jaw here in turn number 1, have the preferred line. Side by side for the lead. And the 51 truck is going to pull a power move and pass Jaw. When have we seen that this season, guys?
We got ourselves a contender up here in Decent House, man. That was an impressive move.
Yeah, and it took him a couple laps to kind of size Jaw up there, but he just stayed patient with his line, like Jim said, being patient going into 1, and it paid off on the front stretch.
Yeah, we have not seen too many guys be able to take the fight to Jaw here this season, but that 51 looks like he's up for the challenge here tonight, fellas. As they have stretched a good gap over third place, who is Kay Keenett still holding down the fort. They're in the top 3.
Yeah, it still really looks like the top 2, just like in the Cup Series All-Star race and Charlotte race. It just seems like if you can get the draft and you kind of just 2-car tandem all the way out front, it looks like they're just going to keep separating themselves.
Yeah, this is a really good battle for the lead here as the 51 opens the door just a little bit, but Jaw wasn't able to capitalize.
Three to go here on stage.
We are coming to 3 to go here in stage number 2. Some quick stages tonight. It's actually a pretty quick race overall at only 67 laps.
After the full race at Watkins Glen, it sure is.
As Jaw pushes the 51 off into the corner. The 51 washes up just a little bit. The 27 is going to look underneath. Is he going to have the run? Yes, he is going to keep his bumper there. And he's going to have the preferred line going into corner number 1.
How deep is the 51 going to drive it? It looks like he drives in really deep.
And 27 got the apron there.
Hold him off on the high lane. We have a heck of a fight for the lead.
27 caught the apron there a little bit and messed up his run.
As we're watching this battle for the lead, there is a pretty good battle going on for third place, too. Really tight between 3 or 4 trucks. 27 uses the draft coming off of turn number 4. Looks inside.
Oh, 51 went way too far up the track there.
Gonna pass the 51 for the lead. Jaw, back to the front.
He's gonna get one more shot at it in turn 3. What's he gonna do with it? Oh, it looks like he's content with second.
Yeah, it looks like the 51 is going to take second place in stage number 2 as Jaw makes a final lap pass to pick off the stage win and another playoff point to add to his large total.
Jeez. Well, I think you can almost confirm that he's going to make it to the well, I'm kind of confused on the point situation. Do those points transfer into that final round?
Those points do not transfer into that final round.
Oh, okay. Well, playoff points, I guess it helps him a little bit in the first couple rounds.
Well, the Truck Series, they have 4 playoff races. They only have 4 playoff races.
Yeah.
So
what do playoff points mean then?
They got the first round, which the playoff points are eligible for the first round there. And once we get to Las Vegas, though, everybody's on an even playing field.
Gotcha.
So Jaw's going to have a huge advantage in that first round of the playoffs. As looks like we have some fireworks coming to the end of stage number 2 between Keenitz
I think
and
the O2
Deadshot.
might have forgotten to pit here.
Wow,
Yeah, no, Keenitz was in. I do believe Keenitz was in third there and finished 6th in the stage.
Maybe a little bit of strategy, who knows?
Strategy by Chancho. As he pushes his 27 wide up the track, Marksman's going to look underneath.
Oh, man.
Chancho does not want to see that 27 truck in the lead. He's going to clear him off of turn number 2 going down the back stretch.
Oh,
he's going to get a
gonna
bumper.
really back him up with 3 wide. Oh,
man.
that's just not 4 wide. Oh, good lord.
These guys
Man,
hung on to
down
it.
pit road.
How the heck did those guys just save that?
Yep, K. Keenitz is really far off the pace now.
Yeah, Keenitz, he got the raw end of that one, but how did the rest of these guys manage to not crash?
It looks like they're at Talladega there, 3 wide.
Did. So how about this? Marksman to the lead. The 51 of, I believe it's...
Yep, Decent House is back to second place.
And then third place, Cross Fight Milk.
Haven't talked about him yet tonight.
He always seems to find a way to get back up there, even when he's not really talked about much in stage 1 or stage 2. He did the same thing at Watkins Glen. I feel like maybe he came alive in stage 2, but I don't remember talking about him at all in stage 1. So he might be a guy that just lets things play out a little bit.
Marksman Jr. and the watermelon truck leads him here in the beginning of stage number 3, the final stage here tonight, as he is followed closely by the 51 truck of Decent House. Jaw, our stage winner, is in third place, and Up the Irons is still hanging out in the top 5, guys.
Oh, Marksman wandered up the track there. Decent House is going to get to his inside. Marksman's going to give him a lot of space to make that work. And 51's going to have preferred line going into 1.
51 is going to clear the 45 going into turn number 1. We have another lead change. Decent House back to the front. As Jaw is also going to capitalize on the 45 up the track and going to take second place. So the 2 fastest trucks that we've seen tonight are back in first and second.
Yeah, and if you're that 45 of Marksman, you're going to want to stay right on the bump of the 27. Keep that draft right with him. Looks like he's doing just that. He's got a 2-car tandem with him a little bit, trying to stay with these top 2.
Yeah, 45 qualified third tonight, so there's definitely speed in the truck. If he can stay tucked up there with these guys, he could have a chance tonight if we go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, if we go green the rest of the way, these guys are going to have to make a pit stop. So they're going to come up short on fuel by about 8 to 10 laps-ish. Said the fuel window was 24 laps, correct, Jim?
Oh my goodness, the 27 sent it right there. Yes, it's 27 laps, or no, 24 laps. But man, that was a send by Jaw into turn 1 to get to the inside. And the 51 still had the runoff. Man, a little scary there.
All right, yeah, these guys are going to have to pit with 10 to 12 to go. If we stay green, the 51 gets a little bit loose coming off of turn number 4. That's going to open the door for Jaw. But he's content to just push him.
Yeah, and the 45 is content to push the 27. I think these guys know that there's one more pit stop, and if they keep things clean, this is going to be, one of these 3 are going to be the race winner, and I think they know that. So they're just trying to get as much distance as they can from the rest of the field.
So if we stay green here, Swamp, and these guys have to pit with like 10 to go, what strategy are you taking? Are you taking 2 tires, or are you just taking fuel only? What do you think is going to be the play to win this race?
Well, I definitely think you got to take 2 tires. I definitely think you have to take rides just by some of the tire wear that I saw on these guys. So it is possible to take 2 tires and make it to the end, but I think if you want a chance to win, I think you got to take 4.
Or do you split this final stage here in half pit early, take 4 tires, and try to make up that time.
Well,
If you're anyone that's not in this top 3, that's what you start doing. You start playing a little bit of strategy to get them just a little bit, play some different strategy. Because like I said, I really think one of these 3 are going to win it if nothing crazy happens.
As these top 3 have stretched a huge gap over 4th place. Go ahead, Swamp.
No, I was just going to say, the thing about splitting the stage is that, you know, we saw cautions out of the truck series often this season, so that's a risk you could run. You could pit, and then you could end up being a lap or 2 down, and a caution come out, and then you're done.
So I was going to say, I'm kind of impressed by Marksman being able to hang in with these top 2 here. Got some decent speed in that 45 truck tonight.
Yeah, I'm also starting to wonder, the drafting does help, but do you think that the 27 and 45 might be saving a little bit here?
Come up on lap traffic here, the 17, I believe, of God of War.
Yeah, trying to save a little bit of fuel, maybe, those 2 guys behind the 51 of Decent House.
It could be, but I don't see too much of a benefit in doing so. But they could be sitting back there just saving their stuff. At least their tires, maybe they're thinking fuel only.
Yeah, there are no passes. Jaw is not even. He got a nice run there on the back stretch to not try to take it to the inside. So I think he's content with second going into this pit stop.
Yeah, the 45 truck of Marksman looks like he's content with third, just watching these guys fight in front of him. He's also a winner this season. Picked up an early win, so you'll see him Thursday night in the All-Star Showdown race, assuming he can make it. Along with Jaw, Decent House is looking to cash his ticket to that Showdown race as well in his first ever North American eRacing League race. As Marksman clips the apron a little bit.
Oh, he better not lose that draft, man. If he loses it, it's going to be a 2-car race for this win.
Yeah, he clipped that apron in turn number 3 and lost a lot of time.
It looks like these guys have about 10 laps of fuel left.
Man, that 27's all over the 51's bumper. They're trying to eliminate one more guy out of this conversation. That being Marksman.
10 laps of fuel, about 22 laps to go. So they're definitely going to have to pit. It's just a matter of when. When do you make that move? Who makes it first?
Well, I'll go the guy that has a ton of damage in their back. Yeah, you know, and I think they're going to have to pit for tires.
Ooh, as the 51 clips the apron.
Oh, and there goes Jaw to his inside. That's going to help Marksman push back into this. Jaw to the lead, but here comes Marksman to the inside. Decent House.
As the 51 truck clipped the apron, just like Marksman did a few laps earlier in turn number 3, washed up the track, opened the door for the 27 and the 45.
They can't be doing that back there. They need to sell that out. They get side by side. This might be one truck race.
As the 51 clears the 45 in the middle of 3 and 4, gets back up in front of them, see if they can't draft together and run back down the 27 truck. As we've got one coming off pit lane.
It's the 18, a dead shot.
Dead shot Claps is pitting early. He's going to come right in between these
Decent House is coming in. Or no, he was just letting the 45 by.
He let the 45 go, but that might be an indication that he's going to come to the pits.
And there he is.
As he is. He is ducking low, slowing his truck up. He's going to be the first of our leaders to hit pit lane. Go on board with Marksman here while the 51 truck makes his pit stop. Marksman's lost a lot of time to the 27. The 27's ducking low. Looks like he's going to be the next to pit just to cover the move by the 51. Jaw and Marksman, the other 2 leaders, are both coming down pits.
paying attention here to see if Decent House takes 2 or 4.
He was in there for
definitely
quite
looked
a
like
while.
he took 4.
Yeah, he was in there for quite a while, so it looks like he's going to take 4.
He's got a truck in his way here on pit exit. That might actually screw him up just a little bit.
Yeah, he's got the 17 of God of War lap truck in front of him coming out of the pits. He's going to duck low, though. Give up the spot for Decent House.
Yeah, he had a truck around there momentarily on turn 3. 24 kicking his blue tire.
45's out of pit lane. Jaw is still there.
What if Jaw sped?
I think Jaw might have sped.
Wow.
Oh, if it's the stupid blitz
As the
that we gotta
51
back
goes
out.
around the 45 truck.
No, he definitely sped, guys.
The 51 truck comes out of the pits with a huge advantage over the 45. And Jaw speeding. That's going to essentially throw him out of this race. Barring any sort of a late caution, that gave up his chance to win. As he heads down the backstretch here, going into turn number 3 with a speeding penalty, that killed his shot.
Definitely did. The 51 went right around the outside of the O2 of Agent Chancho. But yeah, that 51 has a ginormous lead over Marksman. It will take probably a caution for something to change the outcome of this one.
What a huge change of events here on that final pit stop. The 51 truck got out way ahead of the 45, and our favorite here tonight, our stage winners, our pole winner, Jaw, ended up getting a penalty coming to pit lane. So our new driver in his debut, Decent House with a huge lead coming down to the end of this thing.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with him, not just by how he's driven on the track, but, you know, it's not easy to get down on pit road, and we've seen quite a few mistakes of that in previous races with some pretty veteranized guys. But Decent House looked like he handled it like a champ, so yeah, on track and on pit road, doing a great job tonight.
Got about 15 to go here. 51 truck's just out for a cruise at this point.
And Marksman's trying to draft with the O2 of Agent Chancho a little bit, but Agent Chancho's all over the place. It's just slowing him down a little bit here. He needs to get around him.
As we're going to slide back here to Marksman. He's trying to make that draft work, but 02 is going to get up out of the way. 45 is going to go on by. He's going to clear that 02 lap truck of Agent Chancho, the 45 truck. Nobody in between him and the 51. Can he run him down?
You know, I almost hate saying this because I don't fully know, but I think tires still might come into play yet tonight.
Tires could come into play, but I don't foresee that happening unless these guys just really push their trucks to the limit.
Both Marksman and Decent House took 4 because they were both in pit road for quite a long time. I just think John sped over there and it made it like a 30-second stop as opposed to a 16-second stop. So unless something drastic happens, I think these guys are on equal tires and looks like that gap is kind of maintained.
Yeah, but I'm not sure they can make it all the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I know, because Keenitz just came across the line with 14 to go, and I know the stages were 14 to go, and he was finishing the stages with his tire lights on.
Phew. Well, I can definitely hear Marksman and Decent House's engines, and it does sound like they're bogging down in the middle of the corner just to save a little bit of that right front.
Back here watching There It Lies in a fiercely contested battle with Charblazer here mid-pack. I haven't seen too many complaints out of There It Lies' internet tonight. Usually he's got an internet issue. creating a little bit of lag, and the guys are always on top of him, but haven't heard anything tonight about it. So maybe he got that cleared up.
Oh, Marksman just ran into the wall there out of turn 4. Maybe those tires really are falling off a lot, Swamp, because it did not look like he had control of them.
17 got a war around on the backstretch. Looked like somebody else hit him. Don't believe it's going to be a caution.
Still green here.
Yeah, still sitting there on the inside wall. Looks like he might have just given it up. There he goes. He starts backing up. Gets it righted. We stay green, only a one-truck incident. As he's going to limp his way back around the pit lane. In that badly wounded 17 Toyota. Oh, he gets loose again on the apron. And he makes it to pit lane.
I think we're going to have 7 to go here coming to the line. Oh, Markson back in the wall again. He's driving it really hard, trying to close in that gap, but that gap is something you can't even eat into at this point.
Has a decent house, still managing his fairly large gap over the 45 truck, who's made a few mistakes back there in second place, trying to run down the 51. As the 51 approaches some lap traffic. Looks like it's coming up on the 98 of Moffitt. Not the run Moffitt was looking for. He's back in 11th position, one of our currently in the playoff standings. So not the run he was looking for tonight.
Is Kevin a lap down? Yes, he is.
He
okay,
is
so we should have 4 to go here as Decent House comes to the line.
51 truck has really backed it off. He might be worried about those tires as Swamp was alluding to earlier. He's really backed his pace down.
That could be a result too, just there's no reason to push it. No reason to get into the wall or get loose coming off the corner.
He also pitted a lap before that 45 truck, so his tires are going to have a little bit more wear. So he crosses the line, 3 to go.
I believe so.
3 to go here in the North American eRacing League's Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series race at Charlotte. The North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Coming to the end of 67 laps here.
Oh, someone really off the pace from our leader here. He'll get to the inside of Charblazer.
Charblazer's going to hit the pits with 2 to go.
Yeah, Decent House right now, just saying no cautions. I don't need anyone to blow a tire. Everyone keep it intact. I'm going to get my first win here, guys.
Looks like a lot of guys are pitting.
Keep their stuff maintained here.
51 truck and watch him and see if he can make it around to the end. He's really backed his pace off.
Yeah, at this point, you just crawl around. There you go.
As he should take the white flag right here.
Is he out of fuel?
He is not.
Okay.
He's just backed his pace way down.
Just backed it off. Man, he really backed it down there. He's concerning me.
He's really saving hardcore right here as he tries to limp around this final lap. Through 3 and 4. Looks like the tires are going to hold on. And Decent House. Decent House, the new driver here in the North American eRacing League, his first ever race, picks up the victory. What a
Man,
debut we had here tonight, guys.
honestly, I don't know many guys that have won on their debut race, but Decent House is in some elite company. If we even have one, it could be the first one ever. Or
Yeah,
no, that's not right because we had Nick, didn't he, win it?
we had Nick
So back to back guys.
2357 winning his Heat 4 NARL debut in the Xfinity Series 2 nights ago. Decent House does it here in the Truck Series tonight at Charlotte. What a run from the 51. Looks like Marksman in the 45 came home in P2 to salvage a really good run here tonight after a few late mistakes. And hopefully we can find out where Jaw finished.
Third. Joe was third. Good run for Grim Reef. He's kind of on the bubble there for playoffs. He had a strong
As
P4 finish.
our stage winner and pole winner Jaw comes home in third place. So not a bad run from Jaw either. Gonna maintain his points lead. Reaping fourth up the irons with a solid top 5 finish here tonight. As we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get the race winner here in our party.
Yeah, I just invited him. Or suggested.
Invite, view suggested players. Decent House. The invite has been sent, guys. Well, what did you see tonight? Went caution free other than the stages.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, a little surprising there, but yeah, man, decent house. He took it straight to the house tonight.
Yeah, he did, as we are joined by our race winner here tonight, Decent House underscore 23, your first ever North American eRacing League race, and you bring home the victory tonight. How you feeling there, man?
I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous. It's been it was a lot of fun though. I can't complain. I was a little tight through stages 1 and 2, but stage 3 I loosened it up a little bit and had a really good pit stop there. So I think that's
yeah,
what opened it up a little bit, and just hanging on there at the end, wearing out the right rear. But it was fun.
yeah,
Had a
you
good
were.
time, and everybody raced clean, so it was nice.
Yeah, you were one of our fastest guys here tonight, and you took it straight to our points leader and heavy hitter, Jaw. How did you manage to pull that off?
Well, I mean, in stage 1 and 2, like I said, I was a little bit tight, and I could tell he was beating me through the center, especially in 3 and 4. I was just trying to hold my line and keep it straight, and I knew I could make some adjustments for stage 3, and I don't know if he had an issue or something happened, but I know he was a little bit further back, but it was a good time racing those guys. This was a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys having me on.
Yeah, definitely one of the cleanest races we've seen this season out of the Truck Series. Joining me in the booth tonight, I have a regular Truck Series commentator, Big Jim. Big Jim, what kind of question you got for our winner tonight?
Yeah, man, congratulations on your first NARL win and your first start. You joined some pretty elite company there. But, man, I have to ask, in the middle of stage 3, it looked like it was a 3-horse battle for the win. You had Jaw, and you had Marksman up there. What was going through your mind as going into those pit stops?
Well, I knew that if I could get on pit road before them, I might be able to leapfrog them. And it was just a matter of I made a wedge adjustment and a little tire pressure adjustment there on the last stop, and I knew if I could loosen it up, and I wasn't anticipating those guys to have trouble on pit road. I don't know what happened to Jaw, but I know he was like 10 seconds back, and but if he would have been there, it would have been a hell of a race. But I think he had me on the longer run, but I'll take it. It was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. So
Also
Oh,
joining me in the
yeah.
booth tonight, I got our other Truck Series commentator regularly, Swamp Fox. What kind of question do you have for our race winner here tonight?
Hey, man, congrats on taking it to the house. Um, Question I have for you there. Stage 2, you and Joe were neck and neck. Did that give you some confidence there going into that final stage?
yeah, I mean, in all honesty, by the way, I like the take it to the house thing. That was pretty good.
Thank you, thank you.
I mean, we were pretty much neck and neck, and like I said, I think he had a little bit better truck through the center, especially in 3 and 4, and he seemed like he was a little bit looser, all the way around, and could get those runs on me. But with these trucks, you got to keep the RPMs up and stay in the draft. And I knew if I could stay within touch with them, I practiced some pit road entry and stuff. I knew if it come down to that, and if I hit my marks, it would give me a chance. So,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as Jaw, I mean, he's a hell of a racer too. It seems like so. Look forward to doing this again.
All right. Well, decent house. You weren't just decent tonight. You definitely built your mansion in Victory Lane. So, congratulations on your first career North American eRacing League win. Before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to first of all give a shout out to my wife for putting up with me racing in the rain. But I'd also like to shout out everyone, make sure everyone's staying safe through all the coronavirus stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm looking forward to NASCAR season starting. I'm a Kyle Busch fan, so I'm ready. I'm ready to get the show on the road, and
Oh, for sure.
just I mean, shout out to everybody in the race tonight. I mean, I thought it was a clean race. I thought everybody done really well. So, like I said, thanks for having me,
All
and
right.
it was a pleasure.
Well, not only did you win tonight, but if you're able to on Thursday night, that win also clinches you into the All-Star Showdown race, which, if you can make your way through that, you will be able to race your way into the All-Star race later on Thursday night. So, last and only chance, and you were able to cash your ticket to that if you can make it. So, congratulations again on your first career win, and have a good night.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
I'm going to go blue screen here for a minute as we try to get our runner-up in the party. Going to be Marksman Jr. 7123 coming home P2 tonight. Well, first impressions of our winner here tonight, guys?
Well, I think he's going to be a contender for a bunch of races down the road, man. And if you could take it to Jaw and the heavy hitters of this league, I mean, man.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are joined by our runner-up here tonight, Marksman Jr. 7123. Marksman, how you feeling after your P2 run tonight?
It's kind of a lucky run all night tonight for me there.
A lucky run. All right, well, I haven't heard too much of that before. You seem to have a top 5 truck most of the night. Had some good speed. Were able to hang in there with Jaw and Decent House at the end of Stage 3 before those pit stops. What could you have done differently to get yourself out ahead of Decent House during those pit stops to put yourself in a better position to win?
Well, if I knew Jaw was going to get a penalty, I would have pitted with Decent instead, so he wouldn't have got fresher tires for a whole lap.
All right. Well, joining me in the booth tonight, I've got Big Jim, our regular Truck Series commentator. What kind of question you got for your teammate, Marksman?
Yeah, man, Marksman, good job holding down the fort for FBGM. I know you were one spot short of where you wanted to be, but, I mean, I guess my only question is, how confident were you coming into the night for Charlotte?
I felt good about my chances. I was not expecting Decent to run as good as he did at all, because I've never raced around him before. I came in expecting Jaw to be the man to beat, and, well, looks like we got a new top dog in the series. But other
Sure
than that,
do.
I was pretty confident about my chances coming into this race.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say we got a new top dog, but he definitely took it to Jaw tonight, who ended up getting both stage wins and the pole. So he still had really good pace. But we got somebody to challenge him now. Also in the booth with me, though, I've got your other teammate, Swamp Fox. Swamp, what kind of question you got for Keegan tonight?
Yeah, hey, good run tonight. Yeah, early in stage 2, I believe we saw you get into the wall, end up a little bit in trouble. I don't know how far you fell back, but you ended up getting a third place finish out of that stage. Did that maybe help you get a little bit of confidence going in that final stage, or did you think that the truck was pretty good at that point?
The truck was pretty good. It's more of a struggle to stay in front of people because I was entering turn 3 a little higher and backing out so I could get that run down the front stretch on the exit. And people like to, they like to dive underneath you there. And that's why I ended up falling back to 8th. And coming to the end of stage 2, that's where the luck came in. Don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I think it was Keenitz, Deadshot, and Up the Irons got together there, and I slithered my way through again for a third place finish.
You slithered and snaked your way through to come
Reminded
home.
my
Yep,
reminded me of my win in Phoenix.
yep, to come home P2 tonight. So another solid finish for you to build upon your mission to make the playoffs here this season. So before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
The boys at FBGM, of course.
All
I'll
right.
shout out John Decent House for an excellent race tonight. Running there together was real fun there before we headed those green flag pit stops.
Yeah, you guys had a heck of a battle for the lead there late in the final stage here at Charlotte. But congratulations to you again. Next time we'll see you is Thursday, if you can make it, for the All-Star Showdown with your chance to race your way into the All-Star race. So next time we'll see you is then. So have a good night. Congratulations on your runner-up finish.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, for everybody still tuned in here, next time the North American eRacing League will be in action is our All-Star Night here on Thursday night. The Cup cars you'll see starting at roughly, we're going to start a little bit early on Thursday, about 8:15 for the Showdown race. That gives any non-Cup Series winners so far this season a chance to race their way in, as well as Truck Series winners and Xfinity winners are also involved, as well as a couple fan votes that will be decided tomorrow in the Showdown race. We'll take 4 winners out of that Showdown race and line them up later in the night in the All-Star race. So make sure you guys tune in for that. It was a heck of a race last season with Max Boost pulling out the All-Star win. So tune in for that, guys. And any final thoughts here before we sign out? Jim, Swamp?
Oh, yeah. You guys need to tune in for the All-Star Showdown, man. It's going to be a fun one. It was hectic last season. It'll be even more hectic this season.
The Showdown was the most fun race to race in last season, so for sure tune into it.
Yeah, all right, guys. So to all my gnarly ones out there, I'm glad I was able to come back down and commentate a Truck Series race tonight. Make sure you tune in for that All-Star race. It's going to be a can't-miss event Thursday, starting at approximately 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there, and to everyone out there, stay safe and have a good night.